All right, what's going on there, guys? Drone worship in your face. I have the Snaptain 660 out here. Sorry if it's a little windy and you guys are hearing a lot of that wind in the background. It's our windy time in Florida. There's no real way to do a review without getting some kind of muffle. You can just tell there's always a breeze or it's always really windy, so I apologize for that. There's nothing I can really do about it. This is just that time of year for us. So I'm down here at the park again, and as you can see, I'm about to get started. I'm a little weary because there's some water over here, but it is what it is. Let's go over these controls real fast for you guys. So when you first turn this on, obviously get it connected to your app, put your phone up in here. We'll go through all that, but let's go over these controls. So these are actually your rates. If you push these down, I'm sorry, these are your trim switches. If you go ahead and push these down like they were a button, while it's flying, then you can actually trim out by doing this and set your trim, and then click again and it sets the trim. So if the drone starts, you know, doing this kind of thing where it's drifting in one direction, you can trim. So if it's drifting right, you would push this down once and then go left, and then set it again and see if it's still drifting that way. Now remember, guys, just because it's windy doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the trim. So only set the trim if you kind of know what you're doing and you know what you're looking for. Same thing with throttle trim or yaw. If you want to trim, you know, it's the same principle here. But anyways, guys, so let's do this. This is your speed rates button. Clicking it once, twice, I believe it has 3 sets of rates. If you want to kill the motors during the flight, hold that button down and it'll drop or land wherever it's at. This is for 360 flips. Essentially, while you're flying, you would push this button and then give it a directional path: right, left, forward, backwards. Okay, pretty simple stuff. If you want to take a picture, push the picture button. If you want to record, hold it down and then it'll start a recording. Obviously, this is your land and takeoff button here, and then this is your return to home, which I do not suggest any of you guys use because it doesn't have GPS. And I'll explain how one key return works for those of you that are confused or don't understand. I've seen a lot of reviews of this drone now, and people are like, well, I don't understand why it's going off that way when I hit return to home. Return to home function, one key return, means if you were to send it straight out away from yourself and push one key return, it should follow that exact path back, but only if you're lined up with yourself. So it's remembering your original compass bearing from when you took off. So if you took off and you fly over there and you push one key return, it's only going to return in a general direction of where it took off. So if you take off standing here, and the same thing applies for headless mode, if you take off standing here, you're flying away from yourself, and you fly over there and you turn your body, when you press return to home, yes, it is going to return at a weird direction like this because you've now altered where you're pointed. You see what I'm saying? It's only going to remember its directional path. So one key return is not for everybody. Neither is headless mode, and I'll explain all those modes as we go. I feel like a lot of people don't do a good enough explanation of how that works. So let's get this set up for the first time. I'm going to show you guys the app in the left-hand corner, boop, or right-hand corner, I don't know, whichever side. One of these sides is getting a picture, and you're going to see the app, and I'll also include the app in the description below. And let's go ahead and get this kicked off and see what happens. I expect a pretty good flight time with a 2,000 mAh battery. So see you guys in a sec. Okay guys, first thing you do, turn the transmitter on by holding the button down until it powers on. Then you set your drone down with your camera pointed away from yourself. So now this is your directional compass bearing that it's going to be using. Then you hold down the button and turn it on. And let's see if I can bind these two. Let's see if it has a binding procedure. Up, down. Yes, that was the binding procedure. So now this is bound to the drone. So once you get both of them communicating, this is going to keep blinking until you bind it. Full up, full down is binding procedures. I am now connecting to the Snaptain 660 Wi-Fi. It's going to tell me it is not a usable internet source if I know my phone, which is fine. Just agree to it. And let's see if we can get the app bumped up here. All right, so as I'm now connected, I should be able to put Snaptain in here, and we should be able to see what's going on with the app. Sure, allow, there we go. All right, disable the alerts, awesome. Let's see what happens here. Let's choose my SP600 here. Functional display. It's not gonna let me work. Here we go. All right, so I now have FPV down there. Now remember, guys, this does say it has the ability to do voice controls and stuff like that. I would not suggest it. Gesture mode looks like it's on. To do a gesture mode shot, put your 2 fingers up in front of yourself and it takes a selfie shot. That is something that you see heavily in Japan with the 2 finger of the peace sign. And if it registers your 2 fingers, it will automatically take a picture for you. Once again, Japanese culture, the kids love their selfies to have the peace sign in it, so that's cool. Nothing against it. All right, so I'm not going to use the on-screen touch controls here, guys. However, I am going to see if I can start a recording. So remember, first we'll try to take a picture. It says it took a picture. Boom, I got the picture successful. If I hold it down, it should start a recording. And excellent, it says recording started. I'm gonna see if I can, before I use the button for push takeoff, automatic takeoff, let's see if we can just arm it and take off like normal. I believe these quads probably could go down and out. Yes, so you can go down and out and give it some power. And remember, it is altitude hold, so it's sitting there pretty good. It is coming back towards me, but that's just a little breeze that's out here. So as you guys can see, I can fly this with one hand relatively easily. Nice, stable quad. Looks like it's sitting there. It's doing an excellent job with its altitude hold. So let's take it out here for a little cruise and see what happens. This is low rates. It is very slow. It does not have much power on low rates, obviously. Like no power at all. So to turn your rates up, click the button once. This is rates level 2. This is a little more manageable. At least it can fight the wind now, if you guys can see that. It's coming in a little hot, coming with the breeze. Not too shabby. All right, let's bump it up to rates level 3 here, guys. Once again, click on the top button. That's rates level 3. It's not diving at all. However, it is losing a bit of altitude. Oh, and it was having a problem listening there for a sec. Ah! Well, apparently it didn't like that. The controls got really laggy there for a sec, guys. That was interesting. Huh. Almost like it was latency lag between the transmitter and what was happening here. I pulled back on the stick and it didn't want to slow down, so I don't know what's going on with that. That's interesting. And I see that there is severe latency lag on the recording because it shows that it just is about to hit the tree and then bam. Huh, that's weird. I've never seen a transmitter have latency issues. All right, well, let's give it another shot here. Oh, I'm gonna stop that recording. This is why we do these tests firsthand for you guys, show you what these things can do and what they can't do. Recording is done. The FPV is so far behind it shows I just picked up the drone after the crash into the tree. Very interesting. Huh. This is some severe latency. It's showing me just now walking back to... Tell you what, guys, I'm going to reset the app before we go on because that was... honestly, it did not want to listen to the transmitter. That was really sketchy. And it is like 3 minutes behind where it should be. So let's go ahead and throw this away. I'm going to reopen the app. Wow, how disappointing was that, huh? Okay, let's open Snaptain again. We'll click on function display. Okay, once again, let's see how far the latency lag is behind. I'm gonna put my foot in front of it. Still haven't seen my foot, just saw my foot. Whew! This app has some severe latency Wi-Fi problems. You could not fly this FPV if you wanted to. Okay, well, let's just get into the other features here, guys. I'm not going to bother with the recording at all because I think it's causing a interference problem between drone and signal here. So let's go ahead and just take off. It's listening to the transmitter again very well. I'm still in rates level 3, so let's just take it slow here. I'm banking. That's both sticks at the same time for a nice curve. Forward pitch, nice curve. Forward pitch, nice curve. Oh boy, we're back to that latency problem again. So if you get too far away from this transmitter, it starts having some real range issue problems. That's not good. I am not happy with that at all. If you're close to yourself, it seems to work fine. But if you get too far away at all, okay, I'm gonna start my turn. Let's see what happens here. Start my turn. All right, so far so good. So far so good. Well, while it's currently working, I'm gonna try some flips here. Flip button top right, choose a direction. There we go, flips are working good. Let's do a side roll to the right. Not too shabby. Sorry guys, I gotta fight the wind too. One more to the left.
I like how your toy works.
Thank you. And one more to the back. There you go. So the 360 flips work pretty darn good. I really just don't like that transmitting latency lag though. That's not good. Oh, there it goes again. Getting really twitchy. I'm not telling it to do that. Oh boy. Holy mackerel. Hey, heads up. I can't have you over there right now. It's tweaking out a little bit, okay? Sorry. Interesting, you guys. This is a scary drone. I'm actually going to stop flying it, and I think that's going to be my review. There's too many people around here to feel safe with this. So I did cut the motors down and out. I don't know, man. You know, I got little kids running up to it, and all of a sudden I'm losing control of it, and that's not good. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm not gonna suggest purchase of this. As much as the company's probably gonna hate me, I'm gonna give them an opportunity to send me another one in hopes of that one working better. As of right now, I am gonna put this review up as it sits. Boy, the latency lag on the Wi-Fi is just horrible, and it just randomly decides it wants to stop. Look, it still thinks it's flying. Like, the latency is so bad, it's still showing me doing flips. That's horrible. That is absolutely garbage Wi-Fi. So that's interesting. It gets so far behind that it just can't keep up with the drone. So I'm really hoping this thing is not communicating through the transmitter by Wi-Fi. That's just, I mean, I don't mind it, but it needs to have a stronger signal. That's crazy. It's still showing that it's flying, doing 360 flips on the transmitter. So guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Honestly, this is the Snaptain 660. This one had a lot of problems. I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, I'm gonna reach out to them. I am gonna put this video up for now, but I am gonna reach out to them as well and see if they would like to send another one for review. Just because this one has so many issues. I mean, I can't even make it 40 feet from myself before it starts glitching, and then all of a sudden I'll bring it in close and it won't want to respond to the transmitter, and these are all not good things. So that's unfortunate. Snaptain, not too excited about this one. So all right guys, drone worship, I'll catch you on the flip and let you know what the company says. If not, this review will stay up. You know how I do things, and I'll catch you guys later. To the roo.
Someone's not counting. 6.